Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. Today we're talking about why everyone's saying there's a crash coming, the Warren Buffett indicator, and a few other things if we get time. Now, to start off with, to anyone who picked up Revolve when I mentioned it, well done, you've made 30%. And yes, it's not as big as the 3,000% we'll have made on some of our stocks, but this isn't a penny stock, this is an established stock, so it's we don't expect to make lots in such a short time, but it smashed its earnings and it's a good return. I said it was undervalued and I said my reasons behind it. Sorry, I'm trying to get my parser. There's basically we are outside, so there will be background noise. I apologise for that in advance, and I am going to go on to why everyone thinks there's going to be a crash and the Warren Buffett indicator. But just so you can see, Revolve, there's the move. And don't forget to hit that lovely like button, almost as lovely as me. Helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting the video out to more people. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Become part of the Savvy Money Show family. We give each other hints and tips and updates about stocks and shares we talk about on the show. As well as that, you can ask me to look into any share you want, and I don't charge a Discord fee or ask for a Patreon. All I do ask is for you to comment in the box below and hit the like button. Even if you disagree with me, especially if you disagree with me, I like a debate, and if I do something wrong, I want you to call me on it so I can improve the channel. And why not check out the links in the description below? There's lots of others. I've used each one of them myself. I wouldn't give you links if I haven't checked them out myself. If you're looking for a free trading platform which should trade your stocks and shares, you know, you can get a free share worth up to £200 for signing up and depositing a small amount. A free trade only requires a £1 deposit. The others require £100 or dollars, depending on which one you go for. Stake has over 3,500 US stocks on their books, which is the biggest one outside of the US. Whereas Trading 212 is one of the best and easiest platforms to use. But as I said, I use all three. Anyway, on with the show. So basically, the Buffett indicator has surged to a record high of 170%. That would be enough to predict a crash. The last crash, Buffett said if people had looked at this indicator, they would have been able to see a crash was coming. So what is the Buffett indicator? And how does it tell us it? Well, it measures the price of stocks against GDP, and it tells us if stocks are overvalued at the moment. Now, obviously we know stocks are overvalued and we can tell that, but the thing is, we know GDP is in a terrible state at the moment, because we can see that every country is heading for a recession. UK is already officially in a recession. So the other side of the coin is that in the US, 8 out of 10 companies are beating expectations. I spoke about Revolve. Of course, you can see with Apple, Amazon, and so many other companies. You know, even Neo. They beat expectations, but with so many companies beating expectations, where do these So where do these companies put their money? Now, where do these people put their money? So they've got to decide where they're going to get the better return. So you will end up getting people profit taking even on good earnings. But that's a video for a different day. Now, for today's video, purely about Buffett indicator and why we can't just rely on this to tell if there's a crash coming. Now, but the thing is, we don't just use this Buffett indicator, we use a whole host of other things to check. This is why when people were saying a few weeks ago the market was going to crash to sell their shares, why even seasoned investors, people who have been investing a lot longer than me, sold all their shares, I was still investing. Because although the Buffett indicator was at an all-time high, and technically according to this we should be crashing, we have other things to bring into play. The fact that the CARES Act, you have people who were working 2 jobs are now being paid unemployment benefit and are being paid more than they were from those 2 jobs to sit at home or do what they want. If you remember, back in June I did a video where I said that people were trying to get sacked or trying to get fired so they could get on unemployment because they'd get paid more and they wouldn't have to work for it. You also have the fact that, you know, while it brings down the GDP and affects the Buffett indicator, it's not going to affect the stock market so much. You know, it will affect the economy in the long run, but not the stock market, because people were taking that money from the CARES Act and they were putting it into the stock market. So that's another thing. You also have all these Robin Hooders, and all these acts such as Trading 212 and Free Trade and Stake, and there's links in the description down below if you want a free share when you sign up to any of these. Now you will, whichever one's your favourite app, personally I don't see why you wouldn't try different ones. You get a free share for signing up, chuck in a few quid or try each one out, and then you decide for yourself, because each person has different needs, and then you have different things at your fingertips. Now, when I started investing, I could only invest in my country, couldn't invest worldwide. Then I had to pay 20 quid a trade. Then I had to pay for the platform. If I traded a certain amount, it brought the trades down to £13, and it's to have a free trading platform app that you don't have to pay for the platform, that you don't have to pay to trade, saves so much money. Because just think, even now some platforms, they charge 13 to 20 quid to trade, and I'm thinking I could be putting that money into a share of Neo rather than that, and at the same time, when I have a few quid left over, I can whack that into I have a few quid left over, I can always whack that into a penny stock if I want to, or I can build it up, or I can buy fractional shares. Can't with traditional brokers. So, and the news that Robinhood has made so much money on a free app, the reason why they do that is with Robinhood, they use another high volume trader. Trading 212 uses another one, like and Free Trade do it as well, like interactive brokers. And when, for instance, they have a certain share that someone will be selling at $100, and they will buy it $100 and they would sell to you at $105, and they would be making on that. That's how they make so much money. Now, back to the Warren Buffett indicator and why it isn't an indicator. It's because all these things come into play alongside it, and the Warren Buffett indicator is giving a false reading at the moment. So at the moment, companies are doing too well. Now, Warren Buffett, I was one of his defenders when people were saying he was dead and buried. When he buys a stock, listen, you may remember my video, I said buy Bank of America before he actually went in and bought back Bank of America. Yeah, I said 2 banks he hasn't got rid of were Bank of America and M&T Bank. So, when I've done a breakdown of the banks. So, the reason he hasn't been more aggressive during this period is he's been in talks with companies about taking them over, and then what's happened is the Fed's come along and said, right, here's all this money you can use, and they no longer need his money to survive. And even Apple credited their Q1 earnings to the government assistance program, PPP, and other programs. If you look through the Q1 earnings call, and they put that money towards ensuring programs that ensure their Q2 earnings and Q3 earnings would be bullish. For instance, they're trying to combat Peloton with a home fitness subscription-based model now. Now, the thing with getting back on point, I'm sorry for drifting away, but the Buffett indicator is an important indicator, but it's only an important indicator when everything is working as normal. And as we know, things are not working as normal. The Fed has had to step in, and it's not like before where the Fed has had to step in and just change interest rates. If that had come into effect, then the Buffett indicator would still be a good indicator to use. So for now, when you see videos about stock market due to crash, this is the reason why. When you see videos about take your money out due to a crash, this is the reason why. And this is also the reason why I ignore them. And don't forget, whenever there's a crash, usually there's a rebound stronger than before. It always happens. So you are better off staying in the market. If there is a crash, riding it through and coming out the other end from that short-term pain, and then it usually comes out stronger. Look what's happened with this one and the tech stocks. My advice to you is Go through your companies, check the debt to liabilities are good, check the financials are good and they could survive a crash. If that happens, then you're good to go. But you should have done that before you bought them anyway. And then you will have no worries about a crash. If there's a crash comes, you won't be kind of, oh, I've got to sell my stocks. You will know exactly what your company's doing, why you bought, and maybe put it on a notepad why you bought this company. Whether it's a growth, whether it's dividend, whatever the reason. Now, I'm planning on doing a video later why I sold Altria stock, and I've been asked about some airplane stocks. I'll chuck that in as well. So don't forget to comment in the box below. Don't forget to hit the like button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay savvy, stay invested. Goodbye.